and welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 110.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo. As usual, it's me, Foehamner and Sarah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey.
we were supposed to have a guest this week, but
We
she
were.
got a flat tire on the way home, so no guest this week.
No guest this week.
Hopefully next
she can
week.
fix. Yeah,
Is
hopefully
the
she can
flat
fix her flat
tire
tire.
a name of a alcoholic drink?
Is
I can't
it?
come in, boss. I got a flat tire.
I think that's a...
I would say she should come on the show then.
Is it?
I mean, it
Yeah, it
probably
sounds
is.
like
it. Some kind
Isn't
of-
everything's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
drink name.
Yeah.
What isn't a drink name?
Like, cocktail names are pretty... Yeah, it is. It's
Of course
a
it is. What is it?
tequila and sambuca shots.
Ugh.
I don't like sambuca. No
I don't
sauce.
like tequila. This doesn't sound fun for anyone.
It's a fat tire, so not flat tire. Fat.
That's offensive.
But this one is
Body
different.
shaming.
A bunch of other stuff. Whatever. It's not important.
For tires.
Yes. How are you guys?
Doing alright. I unfortunately didn't do too much, although I kind of ran into an issue where I decided I no longer wanted to do a Let's Play for a game I was playing because I just wanted to play it myself. I think I told you guys about the visual novel I was playing, Cinderella Phenomenon.
Yeah.
And so I after a while I kind of decided no longer wanted to record it for a couple of reasons. I think the main two reasons were, one, there's no voice acting, so I was going to do all the voiceovers, and it was just kind of taking forever to get through it that way because it took a while, and I wasn't sure how much fun I was having. But I think the other reason, too, is it's a free game, and visual novels already, it's kind of risky to do to do Let's Plays of those in general if you're doing a full Let's Play, because people literally can then just know how the game is by watching you. And also, since it's free, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel kind of weird about that. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, but I just played it on my own, and so I got one of the endings. I got one of the boys. It was a little squicky, because technically he's your stepbrother. But
Incest.
yeah, they do play it like they know it's squicky, so they even play it where it's like, you guys, basically the ending is you guys don't tell anyone except for like your stepsister. She supports you too, but like you haven't told your parents or anything. So you guys like go hide out in the forest to meet up with each other, and that's what you do. So I don't know how it's gonna. That's just how they decided to end it. So spoiler alert for that. But otherwise, it was nice. So I'm going through another route, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's pretty good though. I mean, especially for a free visual novel, in Otome, it's pretty well done. The art's quite good. And the music, they did a pretty decent job. I already kind of mentioned this, but we'll see what it's like once I get to like kind of the true ending, or pretty much the last route where I think there's a lot of things that are revealed and stuff like that. So we'll see. But yeah, that was the main thing I really did this week. I did also play more Fire Emblem Echoes. I have not seen whether there's incest in that yet. Still getting there. So tune in next time, I guess.
And that's been our incest report.
Yeah!
Weekly incest report in video games.
Oh, why? Why is that my thing?
Yes, Fo. What about you? Did you play anything?
I played a couple things. The new thing I played is The Dark Side Detective.
Ooh,
Which is a game I played the
You
demo
backed.
like over a year ago, and I saw them at PAX. And then I followed them on Twitter because I saw them at PAX, and they posted a tweet like saying, "Hey, anybody who wants any Let's Play whatever wants a key, email us." And I did, and they emailed me back like, "Here's a key," which is great because that never happens in actuality. When I ask for a key, deliberately I never get one. So that was cool, and so I'm playing that, and it's really good. It's like Thimbleweed Park, which is a game I played a while ago, where it's kind of like supernatural-ish, or like Twin Peaks-ish. Like it's it's not. Thimbleweed Park is more like Twin Peaks. This is more like the X-Files, I guess. But unlike Thimbleweed Park, this game's sense of humor is really spot on. So that's very refreshing to have jokes that actually land and make me laff. And just go,
Is there anybody
that's a joke.
well known behind the game? Or something?
Not
Like
that
some
I
kind
know of. I'm pretty sure it's an indie game.
I'll have to look into it. Sounds good.
Yeah, so basically you're a detective who detects supernatural things. Like the very first, the demo investigation is you go to a house because the little girl's missing, and it turns out she accidentally like opened a gate to the dark side, and she's trapped there, and you gotta figure out how to open the gate. Yeah, of course.
What makes one? Because I haven't watched Twin Peaks, what makes one more X-Files-y compared to Twin Peaks-y?
So, Twin Peaks-y, when I say that, what I mean is you're not sure if it's supernatural. Like, whether or not the thing is supernatural is part of the mystery. Like, is the character just crazy? Like, is it just a weird coincidence? But like, X-Files is pretty clearly like, you're fighting vampires.
Yeah.
But do Twin Peaks, like, are they explicit at the end or something when they reveal or whatever? No, not really, no?
I actually never finished Twin Peaks.
Oh. Oh, so it's not like
season.
It's not like a different case per episode kind of thing?
No, Twin Peaks is all one case.
Yeah, I think it's an overarching, like, mystery conspiracy story. Yep. I've never watched Twin Peaks, but I've been able to kind of understand the feeling behind it. I've always, as far as I understood it, I've never watched it, so I could be totally wrong, but as I kind of understood it, it's very much like you got a guy that kind of comes in, it's like a small town where a lot of things are just kind of weird. Everything just feels very weird, you're not sure why, and as things start to unfold, you're just left with more questions than answers. That's kind of how I understood the feeling to be. While with X-Files, it's like, no, it's like, this is a conspiracy. We thought that some people think they've seen UFOs, and X-Files are like, yes, they totally saw UFOs. There are aliens. Like, it's like, it's almost like Men in Black.
I've seen more Twin Peaks than I have X-Files. So, like, my impression of X-Files is what you just said, where it's more explicit, which is what I said earlier as well, I guess. So, but, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like I also get an impression that in X-Files, you have Mulder and Scully, and you're like, one of them's like, I want to believe in the UFOs, and the other one's always the skeptic. And so, like, I'm never sure if they ever say this one's right and this one's wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird because I'm not I probably am more familiar with X-Files than I am with Twin Peaks. My mother used to be obsessed with X-Files when I was younger, so like I had the theme memorized.
I should watch more.
Yeah, and as far as I kind of understood it, they were always kind of that weird like special investigations unit. So they kind of. I think they always did believe in the supernatural because they had seen it. It's probably not as explicit as, say, supernatural, but there were always kind of, like, other stuff kind of going on. And so I think there were I think the thing with X-Files that maybe is kind of funny is certain things were real, but other things were too far. So maybe, like, someone making up mind-controlled drugs was real, but maybe aliens is too far. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it kept you on its toes. Where it's like, there were ghosts. No, there was a gas leak in the building. And so it's just a mass hallucination. And some episodes, it might have been a real thingy. Yeah. Because I remember one episode clearly where they were going after vampires. And, and so he stabs it with a stake. And then, like, the fangs just fall off. They're fake fangs. Like, God dang, it was a fake. You just stabbed a guy with a stake for no reason. And so then, like, the episode ends and you see the guy, like, on the slab in the coroner's office. And he, like, just sits up and, like, runs away. And it turns out, like, vampires are real. They just don't have fangs. So it's just, like, it's weird stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They have, like, a new season or something, right? To Twin Peaks?
There was a recent content, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they also had a new season of X-Files, too. I don't know what happened to it.
Oh, that's what I thought we were talking about, yes.
Yeah, both. There's been a new season. There was supposed to be a new season of both. I know very little of Twin Peaks, but I know there was supposed to be. That was, I think, announced more recently. A while ago, they announced X-Files, but I didn't hear what happened to that. Because they were supposed to star the old actors, too. It was supposed to be Scully and Mueller. Sorry. Mulder, excuse me. I'm thinking of a different investigator. But I don't know what happened to it. I didn't hear anything. Maybe it was bad. I don't know.
I don't know. So
I think
I played Dark Side Detective, and it's good.
Cool.
I also played the same things as last week, which were Even the Ocean, which is still going strong. I'm still getting tired of the drama. I'm liking the gameplay still, but I'm getting weary of this story. It takes itself too seriously, I think. I mean, not like the writers wrote it wrong. Just I have such a strong preference for comedy. It's like I don't enjoy it when it's very serious, I guess. It's not overly serious. It's just like a very mundane level of seriousness. Like, I want some jokes or some extreme something or other in it.
Nice to see.
Yeah, I played Diablo some more, but I really need to figure out my internet connection, because I'm getting to the point where, like, even small amounts of lag are having disastrous effects. Because it's so, I'm pushing the limit of my character's capabilities against, like, how hard the monsters are. So I can't compensate for lag anymore. I think that was it. What else did I play? I finished Black the Fall, which is okay. The end was kind of abrupt. I didn't really think it would end where it ended. Yeah, I think that's it video game wise. I watched a movie in theaters. I watched Atomic Blonde. Yeah, with Charlize Theron.
Is it good?
The soundtrack is amazing.
Nice.
It's a good movie. I wouldn't recommend it instantly to everybody, because it kind of has a problem that I find is a frequent problem in movies in the setting. And the setting is kind of like Cold War era spy stuff. And so there's a lot of there's several moments in the movie that are just kind of slower paced, where it's like there's intrigue and stuff going on, but I'm just like, get to punching people again, because those parts are so good. Like,
yeah, I heard the choreography was amazing.
Yeah, it's, I wish I could tell. There's this one scene. It's a really, really long one take, and it's so long that I question whether or not it was a real one take. But, you know, I can't tell anymore. Like, there's that scene in Kingsman. There's that scene in, like, Hardcore Harry. Like, I can't tell anymore what's a one take and what's, like, a fake special effect one take.
Quite a lot of one takes are not actually fake one takes. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, the Kingsman one is not.
For sure it's not.
Pretty sure, yeah.
It's 100% not.
I'm not sure Daredevil. What about Daredevil?
Daredevil was supposedly,
yes. Was, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I heard. I never saw it, but I heard it was, yeah.
Oh.
Because that was one of their, like...
There's nothing in this scene that immediately says this couldn't have been a one take, but it was so long, and there were a number of, like, difficult enough stunts that I am skeptical about being a real one. She was
the one that did it?
Yeah, she did stunts, and there's, like, multiple people, like, being thrown downstairs, which is, like, a gnarly stunt, so...
Yeah. Oof.
Who knows? But it looks real cool, and
I bet it looks awesome.
So I definitely really enjoyed the movie. I recommend it with the aforementioned asterisk.
So it's basically like in the 70s, right?
Yes.
Nice. So it's basically, do you guys know that game? No One Lives Forever?
It sounds familiar,
I
but I don't think I
do.
It's like a 90s...
It sounds like a James Bond movie.
Yeah, it is, but it's like...
does.
Yeah, it's pretty much like female James Bond. It's pretty much it. But it's a game.
Nice.
It's like a first-person shooter. There was 2 games that came out. It was
Okay.
really good.
How old is the game?
Like late 90s.
Okay.
Oh,
No One
nice.
Lives Forever.
Yeah, I never heard that one.
The first game was in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's quite difficult to find like copies these days.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I
I also rewatched the original Judge Dredd, which was not as bad as my memory had me believe. It's actually it's okay. It's probably the best Rob Schneider film of all time, which is a very low bar.
I had actually seen Dunkirk recently. I forgot about that. Yeah, I got to see Dunkirk. It was well done. I was pretty impressed. In the beginning, I was kind of confused because freaking Nolan loves his chronological film telling story. So it took me, like, I had to have because I watched it with a friend who had seen it before. So he was like, he even admitted, he was like, it was a good thing I saw it a second time because I was a little confused on some things. He said now, and he explained something that I had been confused about. I went, oh, duh. Because basically it's, they are telling you a story from, if you guys ever see this, so maybe you won't be as confused about this, but I was at first confused. It tells the story of like 3 different point of views, but they all take place in a different amount of time, and they tell you that at the beginning, you just don't realize the significance. So one story, they tell you takes place over a period of a week. One's in a period of a day, and one's in a period of an hour. And it just doesn't, and so how they all align and converge or something and stuff like that seems at first kind of confusing, except when you go back and realize, oh, they're all in different time periods. So, but other than that, I mean, it's very little dialogue. And the dialogue that's very little dialogue. Very much the way that they use sound. They did a pretty decent job. I mean, it was Hans Zimmer, which I'm not like an anti Hans Zimmer. I just kind of feel like a lot of his stuff tends to sound the same. No offense to the guy. And so but Hans Zimmer fit for this movie. His style fit very well because his more sound effecty kind of music really worked for it.
There are certain people who always sound the same that I never want to change, like Danny Elfman. Or something like that. I was like, you know what you're doing. Keep it up.
Just keep it up, yeah. And with Hans Zimmer, it's fine. It's just I just sometimes make fun of him because he's supposedly like, oh, he's so good. I'm like, well, sometimes they start to sound it. But anyway, but
really
it works though. Yeah, exactly. But so it ended up working though. Like I said, very little dialogue, especially between like the main characters at most points. But overall, like, you know, it gets pretty intense very, very quickly. You're like, who gonna die? Who gonna die? But and all the actors did well. I mean, Harry Styles, who used to be in One Direction, was in it. He actually did a decent job. I was surprised. I'm not a huge One Direction fangirl, so I don't really care, but he actually did decently. It was believable, so good on him, I guess. But
Christopher Nolan considered shooting the film without a script, apparently.
I can see why. I mean, it's not that.
Call me a hater or whatever, but that kind of sounds a little pretentious. I don't know.
Just a little pretentious.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that would be I mean, I think certain scenes that were in there, I could see if they weren't scripted and they just told them the situation. That might be interesting. I could see certain scenes where he could do that, but certainly not all the scenes. There are plenty of other scenes where, like, that would not make sense for him to do. Because there's a bunch of scenes where, in order to do setting building, you know, they have, like, two captains, basically. Not two captains, but it's basically I don't know military names, excuse me. The leader of, like, the Navy talking to the leader of the Army. They're chatting about what to do. I don't know how you could do that unscripted. That would be ridiculous, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's
do it
good.
Improv.
Yeah, like, I guess.
Oh,
but
we're married,
that,
we're lovers.
That means you gotta get good actors.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of these were,
no.
like, especially the young actors especially were a lot of nobodies.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the guy who, I wouldn't say he was necessarily the lead character, but he's basically the first lead you see, and he's kind of the last one you see. He's kind of the one he's kind of the ingenue role. He's a nobody, and he barely talked during the film. He's super cute though, so that's cool.
You heard about the thing that got people all riled up a little bit?
Oh, are you talking about the is it like the race issue?
Yeah.
Gender thing?
Yeah. So
apparently there's supposed to be like a lot of different races in the Dunkirk whatever fight battle it was, right?
Yeah, well, it's during that situation. The situation in Dunkirk is basically like the German army has pushed the Allies up a certain point where their backs are to the ocean, and so they're trying to figure out how to excavate the men out, and it's a big cluster F. So that's basically. That's what I heard too. I don't know. It's such a difficult situation in my opinion, just because like a lot of those armies were segregated, and so I don't know. Maybe, and I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, no, that was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
I am not an expert, so I can't. I kind of don't feel like I can speak on like the veracity of historical fact on that.
So yeah.
It is a lot of white people, though. I will say that. It's a lot of white people.
Because they fight for our freedom! Or something like that.
Or something like that, I don't know.
Something like that. I continue playing Persona 5 because my PC is dead, so play Persona 5.
Yeah.
That game is, I don't know why I stopped. I shouldn't have stopped. It's such a good game. It's, I would say it opens up a bit more after the first dungeon boss. Yeah,
That's cool.
Opens up a bit more. You can do more things. You can like hang out with your friends and shit like that. It's such a, I don't know. I find the entire like doing stupid shit like studying and stuff really compelling for some reason. I don't know why.
It works though. I mean, it really works. My brother's been playing Persona 4 actually. We bought a PS TV recently. And
Vita TV.
Yeah, just we weren't gonna get a PS Vita, and we didn't. A lot of the games you can't do on PS TV, we didn't really care so much about. And my brother really wanted to play. I should qualify Persona 4 Golden, so it's a little different. So he's been playing that, and I feel so bad for him because it's so, like, he's trying to, like, play it through, according to some, like, walkthrough that he found to try to get most of the stuff that you need, because you miss one thing and you're kind of out. I mean, you're supposed to replay the game, but he doesn't want to replay it that many times. But it was so funny because he's been following basically a schedule. It's a tight schedule of what he's supposed to do every day. He missed one little thing up, and he screwed up the whole thing, and he was so mad. And I'm like, I don't think I can play like this. I think Persona 5 did better with that, but, like, holy crap. It is kind of funny to see all the silly little quests he does. But no, I totally get
that's
it.
the one thing, like, the calendar and the schedule thing, and being able to miss things, that's annoying.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, the Persona series always interested me because it's like, it's a fighting game, but I don't know. I am a huge people person, so I love talking to characters. I love those social rank stupid things. I love those things, so I get it.
Yeah. So they announced a bunch of Persona stuff. They announced Persona Q2, which is that first-person dungeon crawler for the 3DS. So this is the second one. And I'm gonna guess there's gonna be Persona 5 characters in that.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if the Vita TV can support this, but there's a Persona 4 Vita-only dancing game.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it supports it or not, because it might need to use the touchscreen. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I don't know if it does. I'd have to check. I don't know if you guys have seen the intro for the dancing game, but the animation is way better than it has any reason to be. Like, quality-wise, it's not fair. I'm watching this and I'm like, what was the budget for that? Because it was like...
It's a Vita-only title too.
You should go on YouTube and look up the karaoke scenes from Yakuza.
Oh god!
Because it's like these. I don't know what the point of doing karaoke in the game is, other than like fun. But like, you'll be singing, and then like it'll just turn into this huge musical number. Like, you'll suddenly be wearing a costume, and like backup singers out of nowhere. And and the whole time you're a mobster. Like, you're just tough guy, but you're like giving it your all. Like, you're singing. It's like a complete cutscene, and they're fantastic. They're so good.
Oh my gosh.
They also announced Persona 5 and Persona 3 dancing games. Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Knight. But this one is coming to both the Vita and the PS4, so that's cool.
The Dancing Star Knight sounds like a Dark Souls boss.
But it's 2 games though, so yeah. I'll probably get one of them maybe. I don't think I'll get both. The thing about these games, they're canon, so...
Oh,
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Even Persona Q, I believe it's canon.
Yes, that's what I heard is canon. I actually did play only like 5 minutes of Persona Q. My boyfriend lent it to me. I stopped playing because it's not a bad game. It's just I have no connection to the characters, and I feel like you kind of need to play either 3 or 4. Because you basically
use
Persona
3
Q,
or 4 characters, yeah.
Yeah, you get to choose which side you're on. You could do both later, but like you basically choose a path. And like, I feel like if I had played I picked Persona 3 because I knew the characters of Persona 3 better, even if I hadn't played the game. And I played it, and I started playing it, and it was fine, but like, I think if I'd played Persona 3, I'd have a better appreciation for it, because obviously they make jokes about, the characters' personalities and such, but like, not that it completely went over my head. I'm able to understand it, but I don't care as much. I'm not invested. So I stopped playing. I also kind of had to stop playing because the play style of the dungeon crawling aspect is exactly the same as Persona 1, and so I was getting horrible flashbacks. I think I talked about Persona 1, right? About how it's ridiculously hard, or I'm just stupid at it. It's a bad time.
Persona Q is quite similar to Atrian Odyssey, right?
It was supposed to be like a blend. Yeah, it's basically Atrian Odyssey gameplay. Because I only know this because I did a demo of Atrian Odyssey, and so I know the gameplay. But yeah, it looks just like Atrian Odyssey. With especially since you don't do in the beginning. I didn't get to this part yet, but later on you draw the map. And even how the battles work, the battle system they put in play is very similar to Atrian Odyssey, where you have to worry about positioning people and who's in the front, who's in the back, and stuff like that. And the way it's stylized, it's the same thing. But so yeah, it is,
nice.
which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna start watching the Persona 3 movies.
You should watch
which is I think the game's plot, I believe, and the anime series is a spin-off. I'm pretty sure.
It might be, yeah. Persona 4 Gold in the anime is exactly the game.
Is it a movie?
No, it's a TV show basically.
Right.
But it's actually pretty well done. And the best
They do put in the budget into Persona stuff. That's one thing.
Yeah, they do.
Persona is a huge seller for them, that's why.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I'm sorry if I already talked about this, but if not, I have to mention this. If you don't want to play Persona 4 Golden, do watch the anime, just because, so they play it's basically the game's plot. They actually do stay, to it, and the characters and stuff like that, but they have the main character. They have the guy who voices the main character has like a super monotone voice, but they have him say all the most ridiculous options. So, like, how you have, like, 2 to 3 options of, like,
wait, I thought you used a girl in Persona 4. No?
Mm-mm. Persona 3, you have an option of using a girl.
But only the PSP version.
Mm-hmm. Only the PSP version.
Right.
That's how I feel about that. But yeah, Persona 4 Gold in the anime, they have the main characters speak in, like, super monotone, but all the ridiculous choices of dialogue, and it's pretty fantastic. It's so funny.
Nice. I watched a few episodes of that Steins Gate thing you asked me to watch.
Oh, okay. It's a pretty slow beginning.
Yeah, it was so slow. It was Sarah.
I recommend. Yeah. I did.
Okay. Yeah. It was so slow. I was like, is she punking me? I'm just gonna...
No.
It's just that, like,
it's very
every time I want to, like, I'm just gonna stop. And then something, like, really interesting happens. I'm like, fuck. Okay, fine. I'll continue first. Yeah. So annoying. It's so annoyingly slow. Holy shit.
It'll get better, but it does. Yeah, that's the one thing with the anime I don't like, is that they make the way they started off out. I remember because I played the visual novel, and so when I watched the anime, I was like, oh, and I'm like, what the heck? It's just crickets. Like, there's no music. It's just freaking crickets in the beginning. It drives me nuts. But
is the visual novel exactly the same as the anime? Like the same plot?
Well, it's the plot's exactly. They basically do the true ending of the visual novel.
Say that again?
So the visual novel's true ending is what they show in the anime, because the visual novel, technically it was a point, technically you could choose your girl, but how it worked, it's hard to describe, but don't
spoil it.
It's not going to spoil it, but basically in the visual novel, you make certain choices that you either continue the story or end with a girl. And the true ending ends, basically, when you go all the way through and skip all the girls, basically. So you either, like, choose to end with a girl or you keep going. Choose to end with a girl or keep going. And the anime basically is, like, as if you rebuked all the girls. It went straight to the true ending.
And it's not like it's slow because it's not moving the plot, but trying to build backstory or whatever. It's not even building anything, I feel. It's not building any backstory. It's not like any...
What episode number are you on?
I think 5 or something. They just found the old PC.
I got 7 in and then stopped, but I've been meaning to finish.
I think 7's when it picks up the pace. There's there's one thing. I mean, if maybe you hadn't reached it yet, there's like one point where it basically like goes up. You're like, what? That's when like the plot goes crazy. And I thought it was after episode 7, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyway,
I could be wrong about how far I watched as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised. That's the one problem with this anime, is the beginning is too freaking slow. But keep going.
Yeah, it's like...
Believe me.
The thing is, I think it's funny, but because it's so slow, like, it doesn't hit me as much. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but... No.
It's true. It's very slow.
It's like, that's the only thing I can think of watching it.
it's the problem. It's hard. The problem is that like literally you're getting the build up because then shit hits the fan. That's the best I can say. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it takes a while to.
What?
Okay. Yeah, it's not till okay. The point that I'm thinking of, I forgot there were 24 episodes.
Yeah, it's
I
not
thought there were 12.
short.
Well, it's kind of like one of my favorite animes is Samurai 7, but I never recommend it to anybody because the entire first half is just them walking around getting all of the like cast members.
Right.
And then the second half is a badass fight.
It's the same story as the
Yes.
50s movie, right?
Yep. It's
Which was
basically Seven
adapted to
Samurai.
be the cowboy
Western?
one? Right.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
what it's called
Magnificent
again?
Seven. The Magnificent Seven.
Which recently had a remake.
A remake. Yes.
Which was really good, actually. I really enjoyed that.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
It was a really good
I haven't
movie,
seen it yet. I
Chris
I
Pratt
like
and
Westerns, so I
Denzel.
definitely want to see it.
And Kevin Bacon. Is it Kevin Bacon?
A lot of people.
No, Ethan
know.
Hawke, not Kevin Bacon.
Ah, slightly different.
Slightly different. But yeah, no, Steins Gate, unfortunately, the episode I'm thinking of where it gets crazy is like episode 12. But keep going. I promise it gets better. I promise it
We'll
gets
see.
better. But yeah, no, especially the first 4, really drag.
Like
It
it's
gets better.
I don't know, because of its really slow pace, like that the main character is very like over the top, right? Like the way he reacts and stuff. But because it's slow pace, it's a huge contrast. I'm not sure if I'm
It is a
making
huge
sense.
contrast.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
It's like those
he's-
characters are usually in like, you know, in some it's like a machine gun, but this one is everything is so slow and he's just the only one crazy. It's like
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. That unfortunately, yeah. I kind of blame the way their sound design choice. There really is no good. There's not a lot of music in this anime. I've noticed it's very sound effecty heavy. And I think that was a weird choice. And unfortunately, I think they're trying to do that to kind of convey that it's a very lazy summer and seem like nothing's really going on. But I feel like, especially for the beginning, it's like, what the heck is this? I remember when I was watching it with my boyfriend because I wanted him to see it because my boyfriend and I are basically the main character and Kusuru, right? That's basically us. It's kind of scary.
the redhead.
Yeah, that's basically us. So that's why the reason I wanted to watch it, because I was like, they literally just took, I'm pretty sure they like filmed us before they put this out, or after, I guess. And so, but it's like, I remember the first 4 episodes.
I think the last episode I watched, which was number 5, literally nothing happened in that episode. Like there was nothing at all.
That?
Nothing was
I remember being really tired of the product placement.
Product placement.
Like Dr. Pepper is the drink of geniuses.
Right.
Every
that's
5 minutes.
From the that's not product placement. That's actually the visual novel.
I know,
not product
it's
placement.
product placement in the novel too.
Well, okay, it's
Japan
product
just has a lot of product placement.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Steins Gate more than most.
I guess that's true. I just, whenever it's in a visual novel, I don't think of it as product placement because I'm like, visual novel. But maybe, yeah. It's a
Why is it not a product placement in a visual novel though?
I don't know. I guess because I just assume fewer people are going to look at it. I don't know. Maybe it is. I just never thought of it that way. I guess because, to be fair, it is product placement. I just never thought of it that way because I always knew it as a running gag and less of a product placement. So I was like, oh, LOL, he likes Dr. Pepper. That's funny. Like, that's how I viewed it, but that's maybe because I'm just desensitized to it.
Is Japan super hot on like Dr. Pepper? I'm not even sure. I've never had Dr. Pepper before.
I don't know.
I don't know what it tastes like.
I don't like it.
I like Dr. Pepper. I mean, it's cherry flavored.
Yeah, it's basically a cherry flavored soda. Yeah, it's like cherry Coke almost. I'm not a fan of it.
It's kind of a weird flavor. I like. It's not my favorite, but I like it.
Yeah, my boyfriend loves it.
Does it taste like cough medicine? I don't know.
For some people,
not
for me it does.
dissimilar. There's some similarity there.
Really?
For me it does, but yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to get Dr. Pepper, you have to go to like one of those stores that import non-Malaysian stuff over here. So it's not super cheap. It's just fucking sugar. Fuck that.
I feel like it's gotten
Yeah, it's
more
not worth
rare
it.
here lately. Like I don't see it like in like fast food restaurants as often, like on like the tap
That's
or
true.
anything.
Yeah, I don't see it that often there either.
And like if I fly on an airplane and they ask me like what kind of drink I want, if I say Dr. Pepper, they're like this actually happened one time. They're like, "Are you from Texas?" I'm like, no. Like, usually only Texans ask for Dr. Pepper. I'm like,
Really?
Okay.
I didn't
Why?
know that.
That's weird. I have no idea why.
Is
I'm
it from
Michigan.
there?
It's possible that one person is just crazy.
Oh, it's
And most
based in
people ask for
Texas.
Coke or ginger beer. Oh, okay.
The company is based in Texas. Formerly called Cadbury Schweppes Americas.
That's a terrible name. It's a
I
good
guess
decision to rename.
I guess it'd be like me asking for a Faygo because Faygo is from Michigan, so it's I guess it's like that. Although Faygo's not nearly, in my opinion, as popular as Dr. Pepper is. I feel like Dr. Pepper is pretty nationwide known. Faygo, not really.
So apparently, one of their products is A&W. I love that. I love their root beer.
Oh,
Root beer.
So good.
I didn't know they're the same people.
And they also have
A&W.
7
I
Up.
mean, there's only like 3 soda companies practically for the
And
main
it's like
ones.
Schweppes. Yeah, I'm guessing it's just like Dr. Pepper, Coke, and Pepsi. And they own like everything.
Oh yeah, I mean,
each Coke also owns,
picks
like-
one or the other.
Coke also owns like literal water supply or some shit, right?
Water, and they own Minute Maid. They own one of the big water distributors. I forget which one. But they own one of
And
them.
somebody from Coke came out and said that water is not a need, a basic necessity, whatever. I can't
Oh
remember.
my
That sounds familiar.
Lord. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Buy her Coke. Anyway.
So yeah.
But yeah.
What else did you guys do? Watch, see, whatever.
I don't think I did much, unfortunately. I
Oh.
wanted to watch some stuff, but
What?
I didn't play it yet, but I forgot. I got into the closed alpha for Keystone.
Oh.
That's this weekend.
Yeah, you sent
So
us the
hopefully I'll
link.
try that
I
out.
did sign up.
Check your email.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like an open alpha. It's just like this weekend we're gonna stress test the servers.
Right.
So I'll see what's up.
Is it a card game? I can't remember.
I don't even know. There's so little information on the webpage.
I don't remember which email I used.
That is hard.
I also finally, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I finally installed I installed a couple of emulators on the PSP, and I've been playing
cool.
the Castlevania Circle of Moon, which is the first GBA Castlevania game. Because there's 3, so I'm just playing it in order, and it runs pretty well.
Wow.
Fucking hell, yeah. The PSP is
Yeah,
a pretty
PSP.
good, emulating machine. You can emulate PS1 because it's built in. You can emulate SNES, NES, all the Sega stuff. Once it reaches like N64 or something, then it struggles.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Sounds
N64 emulators are not really that good in the first place for some
Yeah.
reason, right?
Yeah.
weird.
I
the
don't think
next
I've ever...
the next hurdle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
I think you
I think they're like
base- yeah.
better Wii and GameCube emulators compared to like
Oh, really?
N64. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mhm.
Yeah, for some reason N64 is just not super good. Unless I'm like behind the emulator game or whatever.
I wouldn't know. So
Yeah.
interesting.
So yeah, because I'm not gonna buy I did check like the GBA prices on eBay. It's like $25 for a cartridge. I'm not even sure if it's real. Why the fuck would I
Right.
want to buy? Why would I want to? And the shipping is probably like at least half of that. So I'm gonna pay $37 for a cartridge that I don't even know if it's real or not. Fuck that. So yeah, but the PSP is a pretty good emulating machine. The SNES works well. GBA works well. Never really bothered trying the rest. Like
Did you
Sega
ever
Mega
play
Drive already
Golden
on
Sun?
Steam. No.
Yeah, did you
It's one of my
haven't
favorite
played myself.
GBA games.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I haven't played it myself, unfortunately, but I've heard it's really good.
It was
That's the one you said,
15th
like, the,
anniversary last week.
3x3 turn-based.
No,
RPG.
that's Lufia.
That's Lufia.
Yeah.
Golden
Right.
Suns, it's like a traditional JRPG, but you get these little thing called Ginny. They're little Pokemon type things.
Ooh,
Kinda like Genie.
Pokemon.
You don't like catch them in the wild. They're kind of like
Oh.
there's like a set number. They're fixed. It's a pretty big event when you get one.
So is it like a Final Fantasy VIII Guardian Forces kind of thing?
It's a bit
It's
similar
like
to that.
you
Not-
get a summon through the story or something.
So yeah, it's very similar to that because you get these guys, and you can use them in combat, and they each do a different thing. Like the Earth ones generally have like an attack or like a defense buff. The Water ones have they all have attacks, or like Red will be like increased speed, Water will be like heal, Wind will be something else. And so once you use their thing, they become like set, and so you can have 4 max at once per character. And then you can summon a thing based off of how many are set. So if you have like 4 wind ones set, you can summon Thor, and Thor will come and do a lot of damage and that kind of thing.
Oh.
So it's all about balancing this usage and not usage of them.
I've been thinking of getting the Dark Dawn for the DS. I'm not sure if that's any good. I'm sure it's good.
I know that one.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's like, should I just play the GBA one first or the story, whatever. So yeah, that's about it for me. Didn't really do much.
Yeah.
I just worried about my PC. That's it.
Yeah, that's stressful. Yeah, I unfortunately don't think I did too much either. Watched my brother play Persona 4 Golden. It's pretty. Some of that stuff is weird. We always comment on like, wow, that's so Japan. A lot of things that they do in there sometimes. Like,
since I bought like a $235 graphics card, the money I save from not buying a better graphics card, I can buy a Vita and play Persona 4 now.
There you go.
Hey, more money to spend. That's great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
So yeah. Anything else, guys?
That's it for me.
Nothing
News?
jumps to mind.
Boring.
Sure.
So there was a Smash Bros tournament.
Ooh. Where?
It was 7 months ago.
Oh, okay. Cutting edge
okay.
news.
Cutting edge news,
By
which is
playonultra.
what this podcast is all about. No, but
Definitely.
this is recent news. So yeah, it's roughly about 7 months ago. Last February. Oh, last February? Wait, when someone says last February, it means like 2017 February, right?
I would interpret it that way.
Right? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So they basically said we don't have the money to give the winners because they're really unprofessional. And apparently they organized the tournament without any budgeting because that's obviously a very smart thing to do.
Oh my word! What was this sanctioned by Nintendo, or is this just some?
Now you're asking. Let me see.
I just like what?
Hold on. So the prize pool was about $15,000, and they don't have the money anymore. I'm not sure. Hookers and booze and drugs, maybe.
I guess. I mean,
wasn't there a Kickstarter like that?
I would.
Yeah, there was a Kickstarter like that, and it got quite a lot of money. And like one of the co-creators, like took the money and like literally spent it on like hookers, strippers, and like alcohol, and because Kickstarter.
Because why not? Because Kickstarter, of course. Oh, jeez. Wow, that sucks. Well, you can bet they're not gonna have a tournament anytime soon.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Hooray.
Good job, guys.
Okay, so this one is not like, it's not news, I guess. I don't know. But
Not news, just news.
but a bunch of like Marvel Comics editors or something did like a selfie thingy, like a Wi-Fi, whatever it's called. And they're female comics editors.
Mm-hmm.
And after that selfie thing, they got harassed for some reason.
Frickin' that. Harassed for what?
I don't know.
Foot pictures. Send feet pics.
Can we just get off of feminism and social justice and actually print stories? God, DC looks better and better. And then somebody said, this does explain the quality of work Marvel has been putting out lately.
Jesus, guys.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing to say? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know actually. Maybe, but
quality as in
good quality or bad?
No,
quality?
as in like bad quality.
Bad quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better have her sign a consent form. She looks like the false rape charge type.
I hope these were like not that many people, but what the heck? Like one's too many, but like what? Who are these people? Like I don't understand who wastes their time doing crap like this. All right, well I hope those ladies are kicking butt still. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's disappointing.
comic fans are really
It's weird. Yeah, comic fans can be kind of weird. Comic fans can be very, very protective over like their comics, but like
comics
stupidly.
have more fan service than fighting games.
Yeah, in some ways, yeah. And it's the trying to like talk to a hardcore comic fan about like representation and diversity and stuff is so like difficult because it's really hard to have any kind of conversation. Or if you talk about like objectifying, about how women are featured in comics and stuff like that, like God forbid you change like one of the female superheroes' uniforms. It's ridiculous because you're like, well, why not? Like uniforms change all the time. It's an evolving form. You're like, no, it's got to go back to the original. Like, but why? You would not do this if it was the male superhero. Why do you care so much? Like, it's really weird. Well, okay, some of them would. Some of them would. To be fair, some of them would. But like, I don't know. It just doesn't make. It's just weird. But like, I think the reason I have a hard time swallowing it is because comics have constantly evolved. Like when you talk about but back in the old, original comics, well, which one? Because freaking Batman, the original, like first Batman, was not the Batman we know today at all. And the way he's evolved, it just goes back and forth. Like, which original are you talking about? And so it's really dumb when you talk about like, oh, it's changed. You're like, well, yeah, there's been different writers for these comics for years. Of course they're going to be different. Like, that's such a stupid, ridiculous thing. Part of the reason that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been well celebrated is they keep hints of the comics, but otherwise they've kind of twisted it to their own thing. They do nods to the stories, but they don't necessarily keep to the stories, which is totally fine. But some people get really butthurt about some of these things. It's like, calm down, people. It's a comic.
I feel like DC changes more than Marvel, because, like, the Marvel characters seem like immortal, but the DC characters frequently get, like, succeeded by somebody else. Like, I'm the third person who's worn the Flash costume, blah, 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 blah.
That's true. I think DC's got more of an obvious succession with their people. Marvel's been kind of jumping on that bandwagon lately,
like
but...
with
Captain America, with Thor, I didn't know
Thor got a new Thor.
There was a Thor she was female. It was
but
a
that
huge
was Thor
deal.
Still, right?
Yeah, her name was Thor.
No. There was a story arc where Loki turned Thor into a woman. Is that what you're talking about, or no?
I don't know if that is what I'm talking about.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. What I knew it was is they were like, this is Thor. They weren't going to call her Lady Thor. That was kind of the big deal.
That's good.
Her name is Thor. Yeah,
Why would you call her Lady Thor?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you got She-Hulk.
She got She-Hulk.
Okay, that's true.
She's
Spider-Woman.
pretty cool.
Spider,
yeah.
Well, to be fair, it is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, that wouldn't make sense.
So that one
She-Hulk
makes
is just kind of like...
Supergirl.
At least it's not She-Spider.
She-Spider, yeah. Or at least at one point there was a Spider-Gwen, which is...
Spider-Gwen.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, Spider-Gwen. That was pretty cool. Yeah. But I think DC definitely has more of a, like, consistent... I don't know. It's just weird. People get really weird on sometimes when it comes to comics, and jeez. Makes me sad. Comics are cool, but some people are just weird grognards.
I remember seeing a news thing, which I totally forgot to save, but it's about a Kickstarter, and I can't remember what's the name of the Kickstarter. Fuck. But basically, the developers, after a couple of years, basically just say, sorry, we're not gonna be finishing the game.
Of course, well, it's a story of Kickstarter's life.
Sorry, what?
I half expect ARC to do that. We're gonna double the price and then cash out.
And it's like, I think it's like the way he wrote the thing is not really an apology even. It's like, making games is hard, you guys, basically.
Oh, good lord.
Making games hard, and like, if you haven't made a game before, shut the fuck up, pretty much. I mean, never say shut the fuck up, but that could have just said it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I'm like, I know games are hard, dude, but we gave you money because we thought you could do this. It reminds me of, there was this one Kickstarter, I don't remember the name of the game because it was a stupid long name, but there was a Kickstarter that I gave money to several years ago. I'm talking like 4+ years ago. They still haven't gotten their game out. And the reason I put money to it is, A, the art looked really good. They looked like they had a plan. It was a visual novel-esque, but it was the reason I gave money to it is because they described themselves as trying to be Phoenix Wright meets the Zero Escape series.
Yeah, you mentioned
Two
this
of
before,
my yeah, and I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. And some of the things that they wanted to input were like, you could if you're not careful because part of the story is you're trying to get your old team back together, and you may not get all your teammates depending on your conversation options, and the way they're going to do the conversation wasn't just blanket like, you need to answer this. Like, it was going to be a bit more of an intense kind of, not as obvious kind of conversation options. I was like, well, that's interesting, that's different, And they've gotten to so many problems. The main issue was they were supposed to port, I think, to like Vita, and the guy who was or Unity or something, and their coder like completely flaked on them, and so they were rushing to find somebody else. They'd run out of money, and now like I'm even less interested because apparently all their Kickstart backers were like, oh, we don't like this idea with how you want to do these conversations, so they scrapped that altogether. So now it's even more linear. There might be multiple endings, but it's very linear overall. And I was like, oh, well, screw this. I don't know. I'll play it if it comes out.
I thought
it's gonna come out. It's stupid.
I thought Kickstarter had like a policy thing.
Not really.
I have
Their policies,
no
we don't
idea.
guarantee anything.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Policies, you risk everything. You might have to like show that you made good faith effort to fulfill your promises, maybe.
Yeah. I don't even know. I mean, it's been years, and they got my money as far as I know. Because I think as long as they reach their Kickstarter goal, then you give your money to them. Because if they don't, because that's how if you pledge your money, and if they don't reach their Kickstarter goal, you don't, no money's taken out. If they do reach it, then money is taken out from your account for them. And I'm pretty sure, as far as I know, they got my money. I gave like $30 too. It was kind of sucky.
Holy shit.
Yeah. What?
It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Well, because it was gonna come with like, I think it came with like a music download, and yeah, it was gonna come with like a the free game. It's not free, obviously, you paid for it, but that, and I think the music and stuff like that. And so I was pretty. They looked like they had a good plan. Like it looked like they were on their way with the story and the writing and stuff, which is usually a huge indicator, but. They just took a nosedive after 6 months. This game was supposed to come out within like a year of the Kickstarter. It's been 4+ years. I do get updates every once in a while, but it's like once every 6 months. It's really bad. But yeah, sometimes Kickstarter sucks.
Yeah. That's it. One last thing is the Final Fantasy 15.
What happened?
It's getting multiplayer DLC.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was there multiplayer? This is a stupid question.
yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
this DLC will put in the multiplayer mode, I guess. And I'm pretty sure it's a paid DLC, so it's not a free thing. But season pass holders will get to play closed beta or something.
Okay.
Yeah. You get to create your own character and stuff.
Do you just make your own bachelor's party road
I'm
trip
not really.
or something?
You can actually make female characters.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, Final Fantasy is usually pretty good about that.
So
but
I'm not sure if it's like what kind of things you can do, like missions only, just hunting like monsters or whatever. But
they have Final Fantasy 14. Why are they trying to?
I mean, the game feels like an MMO. I mean, the game feels like Kingdoms of Amalur. It's like an MMO but single player. Like the quest structure and everything feels like an MMO. The world feels like an MMO. A lot of fetch quests and stuff like that. So they probably planned this out. Maybe they wanted to make a MMO only Final Fantasy 15 world kind of thing as well. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna make it related to 14, because that's like that's their kind of okay.
Because it's a separate thing.
True, yeah. They all have separate universes. I kind of forget that.
But
because there's so many of them.
I don't really know how to feel about. Like, I guess it's good, but I guess this is part of the games as a service thing. Like, you buy this game and then like a while after that you still get new updates. It's just that I don't know if it's a game that is meant. Like Final Fantasy 15 is like a single player game. It is like meant for you to finish it and to experience it as a single player game. and then it comes up with a multiplayer DLC. Like, I'm not really sure if I want to go back to that. Like, if you get what I mean?
Yeah. It's just weird to me because, like, so the thing with Final Fantasy games in general is I've always felt anyway that they do have a world and stuff like that, but the games are usually very character focused. I always felt so like within the context of the world, and so like I'm just wondering, and it felt like this Final Fantasy 15 game. Maybe I never played it, but this one especially felt very like it's about these characters and their journey. And so I'm wondering, like, what's this MMO gonna look like? You know, what's gonna be the motivation for you to go forward? Where do you fit in the world? I don't know. It's just very strange to me. But okay, I don't know. We'll see how many people play it, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's definitely just a way to get more money from you because there's gonna be like cosmetic microtransactions and shit. Like when you go into the character creation screen, I saw like screenshots of it. Like most of the options are locked, and then it's definitely for you to buy them. So yeah.
Well, cosmetic. Paying for cosmetic, in my opinion, so I mean that's the best way they can do it if they really want to do microtransactions.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, nothing else this week. It's a slow week. What about you guys? Anything else?
I had a thing, but now I don't know what it was. Oh, this is just something funny. Apparently, World of Warcraft currency is like worth more than Venezuelan currency.
Oh,
and I just thought that was really funny. Let me
that's
see if I can
sad.
actually find. Yeah, right.
So the value, like buying it from like a miner or something.
Like if you were to convert your US dollars into another company in a currency at an exchange center, you would get more WoW gold than you would Venezuelan dollars. Or sorry, other way around.
Yeah.
If you converted a gold or a dollar, a Venezuelan dollar, whatever they use, to US dollars,
yeah, basically gold from Azeroth, mythical lands of World of Warcraft, now has more monetary value than the real world currency of Venezuela. The virtual in-game tokens are worth almost twice as much as the Venezuelan bolivar and are expected to continue dominating this bizarre economic divide.
This is interesting because, I mean, WoW gold's been worth more than other countries' currencies for quite a while now, so I'm not sure what makes Venezuelans so much more notable.
Bolivar.
But it's interesting because I didn't think its like economy was growing. Like I would have thought the value of WoW gold would be going down, not up. But maybe having that gold to US dollar or Battle.net funds thing made it be worth more.
I think it's just because of the recent economical bullshit that they were facing.
Yeah.
That's why. I think it's mostly that.
Yeah. I just thought that was hilarious. Very sad for the Venezuelan people, I should say, but also kind of funny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, nothing else.
There's a movie coming out that I'm kind of looking forward to called Brigsby Bear.
What's that?
Stars
What is that?
Mark Hamill and like Greg Kinnear and Kyle Mooney and Andy Samberg. It's about Kyle Mooney it's like a kids show that's produced just for him, and the show ends, and so he tries to go finish it. I don't know. It seems very surreal, but I'm curious to see.
It's out.
It came out today, I think.
Oh,
okay. Of the day of this recording.
Yes. Or maybe earlier this week. I don't know. Sometimes these indie movies get weird release times.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if it's going to be too weird or not, but I want to see it.
Mark Hamill, that's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing else this week. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, nice and short and sweet. Yeah, where can people find us and stuff like that?
You can find me under Sarahscopic, SARHSCOPIC. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm kind of on Twitch. Literally, you type that into Google and you'll find me. It's pretty cool, so go ahead and hit me up. I do things.
And I'm on YouTube, playing random stuff.
And I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Pupunoob, Pew Pew, and OB. Also check out our Discord channel. and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love us.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes. So yeah, this has been episode 110 of the playonultra podcast, and we will see you next week for episode 111. I love that number, 111. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening. See you next week. Bye bye.
Oh boy.
Bye.